by segment. Inhaling at the bottom, we'll take 2 more. Exhale, rolling through. Inhaling here. Exhaling down. Inhale at the bottom. Let's bring it all the way up into a bridge. And from here, we're just going to pulse the pelvis. So lower and lift the pelvis. We're going to go for 10, for 9, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's hold at the top and roll back down. So warming up the back of the hips. From here, let's take it onto your tippy toes, rolling up to the top of your bridge again. Squeezing through the bottom, lower and lifting the hips here for 10. Again, we're moving 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep squeezing through the bottom. Keep a little connection through the lower tummy as we take 3, 4, 2, and then let's hold here. From here, I want you to take one hand by your side, reach the opposite hand overhead. Hips stay high. Inhale through the center and we swap. Inhale through the center and swap. We've got 3, 4 more like this. Swapping, you should feel that work in your glutes building up. If it's too much, just take the heels down. Otherwise, stay on the toes for 2 and 1. Bring the hands back to the ceiling, rolling back down segment by segment. From here, lowering the heels, we're going to take the left leg to tabletop. If you're worried about your hamstrings cramping, bring your heel a little closer. Hands can come down if you need. Let's lift into a single leg bridge. From here, we just tap the tailbone down, lift back up. So we tap and we lift, really engaging that right butt cheek for 4, for 3, for 2, and let's hold at the top. From here, I want you to lift your heel, come onto your tippy toe and lower down. Lift and lower option for both legs if it's too much. Hamstring should be working. 2 and 1. Lower down, hug the knees in, and let's swap to the other side. So right leg to tabletop, left heel down. Squeeze through the left bottom, lifting up and lowering back down. So just lifting, driving through that left heel, bringing it down again. Hands can come down if you need. Let's take 3, 4, 2, and then let's hold at the top. From here, lift off the heel and then lower it back down. Lifting and lowering. Last 2 and down. Last 1. Bring it down, hug the knees into the chest. We've got one last challenge in our single leg bridge. So right leg comes down again, left leg to tabletop. Now definitely easier with your hands down. You can take them to the ceiling if you wish. Let's float up into your single leg bridge, and I want you to point the toe to the ceiling. It's a slow exhale to lower the toe down so the knees are in line, and then it's a nice quick flick. So it's a slow lower and a flick back up. Do we have 4 and flick? Press into those hands if you need. If you want more challenge, take them up. 3, 4, 2, last 1, and then bring that leg down. Lower the pelvis, shake out the legs if you need. And last exercise here on the opposite side. So start off right leg to tabletop, pressing into the hands or having them to the ceiling, floating up. Point the toe to the ceiling. It's a slow lower and it's a quick flick. Slow lower, it's a quick flick. Feel that stretch. 4 and lift. For 3 and lift. 2, lift. Last 1. Bring it up, lower the feet down, lower the pelvis, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe hold behind the knees, stretch the legs to the ceiling. And then let's take the feet down hip distance. Taking it into some abdominals, let's bring the hands behind the head, one thumb down either side of the neck, finding your neutral spine. So tail's heavy. It's an exhale to slide the ribs down. Inhale to return. So as you slide the ribs down, let the breath out and lift the shoulder blades off the mat if you can. Inhale back down. There's a little bit of pressure back into the hands from the head. That'll help to take it out of the neck. Do we have 2 more? Inhale down, last one. Inhale from here. Option to stay there or option to take the legs to tabletop. First variation, we just exhale, curl up, legs stay at tabletop. Inhale to come down. As things get harder here, you can imprint or flatten your lower back, but make sure the tailbone stays down. If you want more, I want you to extend one leg long. As you come up, inhale to return. Let's go for 5. Inhale down. For 4. The lower you take that toe, the harder it's going to be. 3. Lower, a little bit more work. 4, 2. Last one, hold it there. I want you to rotate to the knee that's up. And then we're going to stay in our chest lift. Inhale through the center, exhale, alternate opposite side. Inhale through the center, exhale, opposite side. Inhale and exhale, let's go for 6. And back for 5. Head, neck and shoulders can stay down if you need. Do we have 4? Again, that leg going lower is going to make it harder. For 3. And back, last 2. Keeping it slow, and 1. Nice work. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a little breath. From here, we're going to take the legs to tabletop and the hands to the ceiling. We're going to progress this in a minute. Start off here, move into the progression if you feel like it. From here, it's opposite arm and opposite leg reach away, and they reach quite low. Really lengthen. Inhale to return. Exhale, we'll go for 4. Inhale to return. If you notice the back's arching off the mat, don't take the leg or the arm as low. Exhale away. Inhale to return. 1 more like this. Beautiful. Option to stay here. If you want a little more, you're going to curl into a chest lift, reach the hands to the feet. From here, it's the same exercise. We maintain that chest lift as we exhale away. Inhale back, reach for those toes. Exhale away. Inhale back. Let's aim for 6. Rest if you need. If it's in the lower back, bring the head, neck and shoulders back down. That's it. Again, aiming to reach lower and longer. For 3. And back. For 2. And back. Last 1. We're going to hold here. If it's there, can you reach both legs away? Bring them back in. They're going to go higher for 4. Again, head, neck and shoulders can stay down. Do we have 3? Keep breathing. Exhale, 2. Inhale back, last 1, press and hold, pulse the hands. 6, option to bring the legs in. 5, 4, 3, smiling here. 2, and 1. Nice work. Bring the knees in, but then lengthen the legs along the mat. Lengthen the hands super long. Take the hands out to a T. Take the legs back up to tabletop, but just for a stretch. Right knee hooks over the left, and then we allow the legs to come over to the right. Once you're there, if it feels good, head goes the opposite direction. 1 more full breath. Taking your time to come back through the center. Unhook the right leg, hook over the left, maybe shift the hips. I usually need to shift slightly. And then allow the legs over to that left side, look to the right hand. 2 breaths again. Really filling up through the side back of the ribs. And then let's bring it back to the center. 1 last hug of the knees into the chest. And then let's take the feet down. We're going to have a roll onto our side from here. So as usual with our glutes, bring your hand underneath your head. We're going to start with our heels, hips and shoulders in line, knees to the front edge of the mat. Now from here, I want you to take your top hip, roll it a teeny tiny bit further forwards, and then lengthen the hip away. So you've got a slight space under the side of your body. From here, we'll get straight into it. I want you to take the heels away from the mat. So from this position, squeeze the toes together and then open the knees. So I want lots of pressure between the toes. You'll notice it engages the bottom. Let's go for 4 more. That's it. For 3, keeping those toes squeezing hard. 1. Then from here, I want you to take it all the way to the top. We're lowering halfway and lifting. So just to hip height, it's a little quicker. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, point the toe, 10 pulses here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Bring the toes back together, close through the knees, lower the feet, and then we're going to lengthen that top leg nice and long. So lengthen that top leg long, then reach it longer. So slide it further to the end of your mat. Again, that's going to give you that long torso. Let's float the leg up to hip height. And then from here, we're going to work on a little bit of range. So I want you to flex at the hip, take the foot forwards, point the toe and pull the toe back like you're pulling through sticky mud. That's it. So flexing the foot, kicking forwards, aim for that hamstring stretch. So as the heel goes forwards, send the sitting bone back, point the toe, pull back. If you need to bring your hand onto your lower back to check, I want your lower back to stay steady, even if it means you're moving through less range of movement. Point the toe, pull back. 2 more like this. Flex and reach, point and draw back, keeping it slower than you wish. Last one, we take it all the way through. Flex the foot, we take it forward and we pause. Nice and nasty. Let's go for 10 lifts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lead with the heel. 3, 2, hold. 6 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can rest down now. Nice work. Bring that top foot just in front of the bottom knee, and we'll give yourself a really quick little glute stretch there. So press the knee away. It's a lot nicer than when it was working. And then let's take the knee back. We're going to prop ourselves up onto our elbow, and we're going to do some work for our shoulders in our side plank. So there's the option, few different options. First option, we're going to bring the knees back in line with the elbow anyway, and you can just leave both knees stacked. You can stay in this elbow prop. Second variation, you're going to take the long top leg to long, and you've got a side plank here. Final variation, you've got a full side plank. If you're taking this, make sure your ankle's lifted off. So whichever variation you're choosing today, make sure your elbow is right underneath your shoulder. Take a quick little practice, just make sure you feel comfortable. And then from there, we're going to come up and we're going to hold. I want your hand to come in line with your head, reach overhead. And then we squeeze the shoulder blade back to the spine. So reaching overhead, squeezing back. If you still want more, float that top leg, reach and return. We've got 4 more. Reach and return for 3 and back for 2. For the next a bit sore, bring the gaze to the mat. Last one, squeeze it in, lengthen the hand to the ceiling. Lower and lift the hips. We've got 8. Again, if you want more, that top leg comes with you. As you go, 8, 7, I appreciate my video stop. Let's keep going for 6, for 5, for 4, hopefully that's back on, for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. Bring it all the way down. Shimmy through the center, and let's take it across to the opposite side. So having a little breather, take yourself down onto your side here, and then remembering our heels, hips and our shoulders are in line. Hand comes onto that top hip and reach that top hip away. From here, I want you to float your toes up to the ceiling. And then we've got our simple clamshell. So we're still thinking about the top side of the body being long, and really glue those toes together. So lifting and lowering as we move. Keep a bit of pressure into that bottom knee. Both glutes should be working now. Do we have 3, 4, 2, and then I want you to take it all the way to the top. Lower halfway, lift it up. We've got 10 little quick pulses here. 8, 7, 6, 5, feeling that burn build. Last 3, 2, hold it there, point the toe, 10 pulses here. 9, 8, 7, second side is always harder. Don't be surprised if you're feeling this more. Last 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. Bring the toes together, lower the knees down, lower the feet, and then lengthen that top leg. So give yourself a little bit of a rub or a massage if you need. I'm feeling it in my glutes today. Let's lengthen that top leg now. So keep it super long. And then I want you to float it up to hip height, working on the range in our legs now. Flex the foot so toes are up the shin. Kick the foot forward. Send the sitting bone back. Point the toe and draw back. Squeeze the bottom at the end. Flex the foot. Leg stays long. Kicking forwards. Point and draw it back. That's it. Let's go 3 more. Keeping it slow. Use a full exhale to draw it back. Full inhale forwards. Last one all the way through. Flex, press it forwards, the worst part, but we're working hard. Let's go 10. Lead with the heel, push a little higher than you want to. 4, 7, 6, pressing the bottom knee down. Last 4, remember we've got the pulses. 3, 2, hold. Let's pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Really let that down. Have a little bit of a rest. Maybe take that foot up in front of the bottom knee and press it away. You should feel that stretching the back of the hip. Just another breath. Bring the hand down. Let's prop yourself up onto your elbow. Whatever you're taking, your knees come back in line with your elbow. Elbows right underneath the shoulder. You've got your kneeling side plank or your full side plank. Make sure it feels comfortable for one. And then once you're pretty settled there, let's lifting up, take the palm forwards. From here, we reach overhead and then squeeze the shoulder blade down to the spine. We reach and we squeeze. Let's go 6 more. Really feeling that shoulder blade drawing to the spine. Almost work harder than you need to in that shoulder. So really feel the muscles working. Last 3. Again, you can float that leg. 4, 2. Last 1. Bring it in, up to the ceiling. From here, we lower and lift. 4, 8. Option to take the leg. If you're staying on your elbow in an elbow prop, just move the leg up and down for the last 3, 2, hold, and then relax down. Nice work. Roll all the way onto your stomach, but come into your pigeon stretch. So for those of us that are unsure, your left knee comes to your left hand, ankle slides across the body. Send that back leg back, and then take your time lowering down forearms. And if it's there, you're going to take it all the way forwards. We're going to pause for 3 full breaths. It's a full inhale. And exhale, sink deeper. As you inhale, fill up the back of your lungs. One more breath. And then bring the hands underneath your shoulder. Taking your time, swapping to the opposite side, however you get there. Right knee for me to the right hand, the ankles across the body, and then we take the back leg back. Down onto the forearms. Maybe we take it all the way forwards. 3 full breaths. Nice work. Let's bring that up. So from here, we're going to take it back to a 4-point kneeling position. We're going to come down onto our forearms, so it allows a little bit more range through the hips. So just make sure your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your spine is long, knees are underneath the hips. Now from here, let's take that right toe away. And then I want you to float that right toe as high as you can whilst keeping the hips square and whilst keeping the weight in the center, sort of between the 2 forearms. From here, it's an inhale to tap and an exhale to lift. Keep these slow. Full inhale down, and it's a full exhale to lift. Your gaze is sort of between your forearms, the back of the neck is long. And again, we're thinking longer rather than higher. It's not who can get the highest, it's where you're feeling it. So it should be hamstring and bottom on that right leg, little bit of bottom on the left, and definitely in the shoulders. 2 and 1. From this position, we're going to fold the knee in, and then we're going to keep the knee bent to 90 degrees. Similar exercise. Squeeze through the right bottom, lift, inhale, control it down, but keep that knee floating. Keep that pressure up and away through the shoulders. Inhale down and exhale to press through. Notice where the weight's gone. Maybe bring it a little more back to the right side. Do we have 2? Last 1, we're going to press it up. I want you to lengthen the toe. Last 8, we're going to fold the knee in and then lengthen it behind. Little quicker. We fold, lengthen, fold and lengthen. Do we have 5? 4, 4, bit quicker with your movement here. 3, 4, 2, and 1. Lovely work. Bring that knee in. Sink right back into your child's pose. Stretch. If your shoulders are getting really tired, hold the feet. Just 1 full inhale, exhale. And then bring the hands back forwards. Let's float again onto the forearms. Double check where you are, maybe rearrange things a little. And then really pressing yourself up and away from the mat, let's take opposite foot. So left toe reaches long. And then I want you to float it up. Acknowledge the top of your range, it'll be different to everyone else. Inhale to tap down. Exhale to lift up. Inhale to tap. Exhale to float. Beautiful. Let's take 4 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. Last 3. Just remembering to check your audio is off. 4, 2. Last 1. Hold it here and then control it down. Let's stay on the same side. Flex that left foot and then kick that bent knee up to the ceiling. Little bit more in the bottom than the previous one. Inhale down, exhale to press. We're working on endurance of your shoulders. If it's too much, just have a little rest, rejoin. Otherwise, 4 more of these. Again, maybe the weight's gone over to the right, bring it back to the center. Last 2 and 1. Hold it there. Point the toe. Last variation, fold the knee in, press it away. Fold in and press. Do we have 6? 4, 5, little quicker, make sure you still breathe. 4, 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, everyone. Bring it in, back to your child's pose just for the inhale. And then let's ripple all the way forwards onto your stomach. So a quick stretch here. Most of you have done this with me before. We're going to come up onto our fingertips. Hands in line with the shoulders, elbows right up to the ceiling. Squeeze the legs together. It's a full inhale. Fill up the front of your chest. As you exhale, you're going to lower your right shoulder, look over the left. Inhale back up. Exhale across the opposite direction. We've got 3 each way. Inhale up. Exhale across. Just enjoy it. Inhale and exhale. 1 more each direction. Last breath in. Lower all the way down. And then from here, forehead comes down to the mat. Your hands are just going to come into a capital E. So your elbows are going to flatten down. Hands are in line with the head and elbows are in line with the shoulders. I want you to squeeze your legs together. And from this position, elbows stay down. Take a full inhale, open the chest and bring the gaze sort of just in front of the end of your mat. Pause there and notice how you're really feeling the mid-back. If you're feeling your lower back, tighten your tummy a little more, squeeze your bottom. You won't get as high. And then lower down. 1 more like that. We're going to float up. Squeeze through the back of the shoulders. And then lower down. So there's the option to stay with that exercise. To make it a little harder, let's float up to the same position. We're going to be light in our elbows because we're going to float the arms all the way off. From here, squeeze the legs, reach the hands overhead, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach overhead, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's go 6 and squeeze. If you want more, lengthen the legs so much that the ankles and the knees ever so slightly float. Do we have 4? For 3. Last 2. 1. Hold. Pulse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely work. Lower down. Hands under the shoulders. Press into your child's pose. But let's give those shoulders a little bit of relief. I want you to take your left hand, slide it on and rotate through the take it back through the center and then reach across opposite side. Again, another full breath once we're here. Beautiful. Hands come back and let's come forwards. This is a tricky one online, but we're going to come down into a kneeling plank. So elbows are right underneath the shoulders and knees are quite far away from the hips. If it's too much, just bring them in closer. You'll still be able to do the exercise. We're going to tuck the toes, and then from here, only the right knee lifts off. So that both toes stay down. It's only that right knee that lifts. Inhale to lower, exhale to swap. Inhale, lower, exhale to swap. Let's take 5 more. Back of the neck is long. Keep pressing yourself up and away from the mat. Keep breathing. Last 4, 3. Last 2 and 1. Beautiful work. Press back into child's pose. Option for the next exercise to stay, do that exactly the same. If you want a little bit more, we're going to come back into almost a kneeling plank. So the hips are a little higher, but from this position our fingertips are wide, shoulders are nice and strong. We're going to step back into a plank and then lower back down. So step up, up, come in and in. We've got 6 more. Down and down. If you've always been leading with the same knee, we're going to swap opposite side leads. That's it. Last 3, 4, 2. We're going to press and hold the last one there. Full inhale and exhale. And then I want you to press back into a pike. So you might need to bring the hands in a little closer. Really press the chest back to the thighs. That's it. Allow the heels to slowly reach down to the mat. 2 breaths. As you inhale, walk your hands back to your feet. I want your head, neck and shoulders to hang heavy here. Take a full breath in. And then use your exhale to ripple all the way up into standing. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. And then let's bring it into the center of your mat. So I'm gonna finish with some standing work to really get your glutes and your core firing. If you do have shoddy knees or this exercise just doesn't feel good, I want you to go into some really wide leg squats. When we pulse, you pulse as well. Otherwise, starting with your feet hip distance apart, we're gonna take our weight into our right leg and we're gonna take a curtsy lunge. So that left foot reaches behind and we squat down with that front leg. We inhale through the center. We exhale across the opposite direction. So bring it up and across. The further back you take the foot, the lower you squat down, the harder it's going to be. So we've got about 8 more. If you want a little more, pause here and you're going to do a little hop to the other curtsy lunge. So we lower, hop up, take it across, hop and across. Do we have 6, 4, 5? Option to just stay here. 4, 3, 4, 2. Last one. We're going to pause. I want you to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. If you're in that squat, pulsing as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're hopping across if you were hopping. And then take it across and then pulse here. Again, let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it all the way back and let the hands relax. So let's take it to a stretch to finish. I want you to creep the feet a little wider. Give your hips a little wiggle. Let those glutes relax. Take a big inhale up to the ceiling. And then exhale, you're going to dive forwards. You're going to bring your hands down so they're just in front of your face and take the weight slightly more into the balls of the feet. From this position, you're going to take a big exhale as you open the hand to the ceiling and then inhale through the center. Exhale. Inhale back, beautiful stretch for your shoulders. If you're not feeling that stretch in your legs, take your legs a little wider. Last one each way. Bring the hands down. And then just allow the crown of the head to soften. Soften the knees and then hold onto each elbow. Once you're there, I want you to take the weight into the balls of your feet. Soften the knees more and then see if you can lift the tail a little higher to the ceiling. Once you're here, we've got 3 full breaths. Every time you exhale, sink a bit deeper. Next inhale. Relax your hands and then exhale to roll up. Use your hands if you need. Come all the way up to standing. Take a couple of shoulder rolls. Creep the feet together. Let's take 1 full roll down to finish. Inhale up. Exhale, dive forwards. Pause and relax for a breath. Last inhale. Exhale, we roll up and we're going to finish 3 full breaths. So full exhale here. Once you're at the top, inhale, reach the hands overhead, tippy toes. Exhale, take it through. Inhale up. Exhale through. Last one, inhale up. Exhale through. And we're all done. Lovely work, everyone. A few hard ones in there for you today, but hopefully you're getting a bit stronger doing all the classes.